Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be talking about Leetcode question number 694, number of distinct islands. So you're given a m cross n binary matrix grid. An island is a group of ones representing land, connected four directionally, horizontally or vertically. You may assume all four edges of the grid are surrounded by water. An island is considered to be the same as another if and only if one island can be translated to equal the other, not rotated or reflected. So when they say translated, so now we need to return the number of distinct islands. Okay, so they say that one is representing land. Okay, so here in this diagram there are two islands, but since they want distinct islands in shape, so we can translate this rectangle into this. If we can overlap one onto other, that means they are the same. The shapes should be distinct. Now here in this example, this island and this island is same because they can be translated on top of each other, whereas this and this, we don't want to rotate them. Here, see, you should not rotate or reflect them, but just translate. So this and this shape is different, because if you try to overlap this shape onto this, they don't cover each other totally, so therefore they are two distinct. And this one can be overlapped, so they are considered as one. So therefore the answer for this is 3 distinct islands. Okay, so usually for a grid based problems, we should go for a depth first search approach, where you traverse in all the four directions in a recursive call. And here it says that 1 is a land, 0 is water. So as you process each cell, you change the value of that cell to 0. We call it sinking the island, and you keep sinking the cells and move in all the four directions recursively. Keep track of the direction that you're moving in and keep appending that direction in a string instance, and that way you know at the end of the entire traversal of the grid, you know which islands had distinct strings. So basically you keep adding those directional strings into a hash set. That way you don't have repeating elements, and each element is unique, and that way we can return the size of that hash set, and that becomes our number of distinct islands. So let us proceed with this implementation. So we would need a set of string, okay, and then we traverse the grid horizontally, vertically. I is less than grid dot length I plus plus, int j is equal to 0, j is less than grid of 0 dot length j plus plus, sorry, not 0, it should be I. Now here we create a string builder to pass in the recursive call. Okay, and then we start with origin, right? So we append initially the starting point, which is starting direction, which is like origin, and then we do a DFS call on this grid from where we started, and the origin direction is O. And then we also, once that ij is processed, we sync it, okay, by setting it to 0. Okay, let's come back here and say void dfs int j string builder string direction. Here we do a check if I is less than 0, if j is less than 0, if I is greater than equal to grid dot length, or j is greater than equal to grid of I dot length, okay, or grid already has a value of 0, that means it's water, then you just return, you don't proceed ahead. Else you append the new direction in the string builder and you traverse in all 4 directions. So by that what I mean is I plus 1 comma j sb, and the new direction for this is down. Similarly, you say in order to move up, you use this. Okay. Sorry, I is x, so x plus 1 is right, my x minus 1 is left. Similarly, we do it for up and down directions. Up and this is down. Okay. Now we also update the string, the direction to back, because once we move on the right side, we want to move back to where we started, so that way we know that we have traversed all the land part. Okay, so that covers the DFS method, recursive method, and once we're out of it, we sync the cell where we started off from, and whatever result we got, right, we want to save it in the set. So we want to add set.add sb.to string, okay, and then out of we return the size of the set. That way we know what is the distinct number of elements or islands. Let's see. Also, we want to make sure that the grid that we are initiating this entire process has value which is not 0, right? And we put everything, this logic inside here. String.append. Okay, we need to set the ij as 0 here as well, so that we are syncing the cell. Yes, I hope you are able to get the grasp of what I tried to explain. Let me quickly go over this again. So we create a hash set because we want to return distinct elements. We iterate on the grid, and we keep a check that we don't want to traverse a cell which is already water. Then we create a string builder. We initiate from the origin direction and we pass the origin direction in that recursive call. In the recursive call, we just make sure that we are not traversing anything which is out of bounds of the grid or not a land. Basically, if it's a water, just return immediately. uh, we append the string builder with the current direction, and we sync the cell, and then we move in all the 4 directions recursively using the DFS recursive call, and then append B, which is basically you're moving back to where you started off, or where you came from. Okay, and here you're syncing the cell. So this way it continues. You come out of the recursive call once you have exhausted all the cells around this island, and then store the direction of that traversal in that SP, and you sync that cell where you started off from, and you convert that SP into a string, and then add it to the set data structure. And then that way, you just, once you have traversed entire grid, you just return the size of the set. That we are taking care of unique islands. I hope this was useful to you. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and please comment below on what other questions I should solve. I'll keep making more such videos. I hope it helps you in your journey to cracking the next coding interview. And best of luck. Thank you very much. Do well.